everyone, and welcome back to Jesse Hecht Creative. Today we're going over the Masters of the Universe Masterverse New Eternia 2 Bad from Mattel. Before we begin, make sure to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. Now let's get to it. 2 Bad has some really weird heads. The blue one looks more normal. There's an earring and a sort of elf ear over here. We also have some crests on the top of his head. Looks really awesome. On the back we have some sort of striations right over here as well. And on the other side there is no earring, but there is that weird elf ear thing. 2 tusks on either side and red eyes complete with really big eyebrows. And on the purple head we have larger tusks going inward at least. A pig snout nose, 1 crest on the top, and sort of corkscrew kind of ears that are really weird, almost horns. And the back of the head is mostly scaly. There's some vestigial horns right up here, and it's just a really weird head. It looks very strange. It's very smooth on top too. Interestingly enough, I wish they kept the scales for the top as well. The body is also split into 2, the larger portion being the scaly purple portion with some more scales and fins on the side over here. On the back we have a lot of striations as far as the blue side goes, interestingly enough, with a lot of nice wash. I'm loving the paint on this. The deco is really great, really brings out those scales and striations on here. And for this arm it's mechanical, for this arm it's biological, mostly, at least down to here. I'm not sure if it's a glove or if it's like a robot hand, I don't know, but it looks really cool to me. I like how it looks, and the loincloth is pretty cool too. Red belt with a loincloth right over here, and then the legs are split too. We have 1 foot that's all clawed and webbed and everything, with a sort of more purpley kind of metal over here, and then the silver metal we've seen before. A little more generic on this side, the blue side, than the purple side, but this is a pretty cool figure, all things considered. As far as articulation goes for 2 Bad, the blue head can go left and then right and then up and down very nicely with a little bit of pivot here and there. The same with the other one, mostly left and right, and then some tiny bit of pivot here and there. They're all right for pivot, but up and down is really great. Up this far with the arm and down, and all the way around. Up this far with the arm and down, and all the way around. You get a swivel on each bicep over here, as well as a double jointed elbow for each, looking really nice. The detents are kind of hard, especially on the hands, which can swivel on both sides, but not really hinge that well. Better on purple than on the blue side. That's a shame. You do get a swivel up here and back this far, forward this far crunch, a swivel down here. You also get these splits for both legs, looking really nice. The loincloth works out well for that, as well as going up this far with both, and then back really nicely with both. I like it. It's pretty good. All the way back with the knee. The detents are pretty tough on both of these guys, but they get their fair share of bending. You can also swivel it at the top of both legs. You can also swivel at the bottom of both legs where the armor hits. These ankles are the worst things in the world though. You can pivot down at least and swivel up and down as well with the other foot and get some pretty good pivot in there. That kind of rocks weirdly, more side to side, and on this one it's better than before with this leg. And we also get 2 peg holes at the bottom of the feet with some little barcodes and stuff. It is a nice figure. I do appreciate the accessories, but I don't really need all of them for this. But 2 Bad looks really cool, especially when fighting up against who we're going to compare him to. Now that we've seen how he looks and how he moves, stay tuned for 2 Bad's accessories right after this. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also click the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. 2 Bad comes with 2 fists, and it's too bad they can't really be moved that well. It's a shame. They look great though. The scales are awesome on this side. The armor is pretty awesome on this side, but luckily there's some better hands to facilitate more accessories. These gripping hands suit 2 Bad really well. I love how they look. Also, they are basically the same other hands, except they have way better articulation, and I believe better sculpt. The fingers look much better, and they're so nice. Articulation even moves much better than before on those other hands. Ditch those, use these. He has accessories that you do not need to be punching for. He comes with an axe and a mace, and the axe is incredibly cool. There's a dragon on one side, a griffin on the other, and the axe is really torn up and beat up. And there's also some little striations of brown in here, make it shine a little bit and look much better. It is an excellent axe, looks really cool. My only issue is the handle is painted, and with every turn, every twist, every placement in and out of the hand, it destroys the paint in there. So that's a shame. We also get this sort of flail or mace or whatever it's called, I guess. It's green, really nice, and looks pretty cool. I like this a lot. A lot of spikes on here, but they're not really the painful kind, so that's amazing. It is a pain to put in his hand though, so be wary of that when using these accessories. He also comes with a blaster and a more traditional mace with sort of a morning star kind of thing going on with it. I'm not exactly sure, but I like this. It's pretty cool. Not my favorite, I don't think, but it's nice. I also don't like how it matches this. It's kind of corny, as well as this. This is just bland and boring to me. I really don't like it at all, and it's kind of fruitless for this figure, but there is an application to store it on the character. He comes with a belt that looks really nice. You can also slide the pistol into the holster right over here, looking great, and it fits very well, very snug. This side over here echoes this piece right over here. Interestingly enough, this belt section in the front echoes this, looking really great. I love that. I wish that this side over here were these, but in this color to tie all the weapons with the figure together. But I do like how this looks. It's a really good piece and fits on Too Bad really well. Putting the belt on Too Bad is pretty easy. You just put it around him, and on the back you just sort of cinch it in. You have to kind of maneuver it, and there you go. Yeah, it kind of works sort of well. He's gonna shove these pieces in, and you got it. Just one notch in, and yeah, it's a little more difficult than I thought it would be, hence why I don't really use it, but putting this belt on this guy isn't too bad. He also comes with some shoulder armor that you can place on him. Just put it around his hand and sort of shimmy it up his body like so. Getting it up there is not really too difficult, but it's fine. I just don't like it because it's really gaudy, kind of gold color, but it fits in a pinch, I guess. In addition to the gaudy gold-plated shoulder armor he has over here, he has chest armor that is a doozy to put on. It's just awful. Step 1, take off both heads. You won't need them for now. Step 2, you take this piece and put it up his arm. Step 3, shimmy this piece over the heads right over here and sort of lock it into place. Step 4, wrap this around the back over here and then you push it in a little bit as needed. It's just okay. Step 5, replace his heads. It's kind of difficult to push on a little bit, especially as you're going to mess this up a little bit. So push that on and you should be okay with Too Bad. This will come apart. I'm not sure how to actually cinch it in place. It does not have a double cinch point and that's a shame, but yeah, it's just okay. You can fit this axe into here. That's the only piece that will let you fit it in, but even then it doesn't really fit that well and destroys the paint even further and hangs limply on his back. Yeah, that's a bummer. And the final horrible gold weapon you can put on him is this shield. Yeah, it looks kind of stupid, and there's only one arm configuration for it. This arm right here. Just sort of shimmy it up there, I guess, and have him hold it, and that's kind of it. Yeah, it kind of hangs limply on his arm and doesn't really do that much for me. It's kind of dumb, honestly. After a lot of hemming and hawing and pushing and pulling, I finally got this hand into the socket for the arm while still having the shield on there. It is really nuts, but at least it fits. I'm very glad. And now Too Bad is ready for battle. Here is Too Bad all kitted out, standing at a height of 7.5 inches tall on the blue head and 8 inches tall on the purple head. Truly a nice looking figure with some articulation issues, but I do like him nonetheless. Here he is next to my Kit Bash custom Simon Belmont with extra parts provided by Bujubu or Mega Custom X on Instagram. A really awesome figure that I truly love and cherish in my Smash Bros collection. And to the right is my two-headed mutant Simon Belmont with a crab claw hand and a shield arm and an axe on his back and also 2 heads. Along with Too Bad, he's a very weird, creepy character fitting in with the Castlevania Halloween vibe. Overall, 2 heads are better than 1. I picked up Too Bad to go with my Simon Belmont Kit Bash, and I'm pretty happy with him. The bisected body is really interesting and very cool. It's almost like the purple side is trying to take over the blue side, and it's winning. It's really interesting. I find the blue side to be the weak point of this body. The red side looks so much cooler. If it was one figure, I would get multiples for army building. There are some downsides of the figure, such as the gaudy gold armor that I kind of am warming up to, but not really, and the ankle articulation is very poor for this figure. It's also really hard to put weapons in hands and hands in sockets, and that's really frustrating. On the bright side though, I won't really be using too many weapons as I just like him sort of naked, but with all the weaponry and armor on him, he could be some kind of super boss for Simon to fight. If you're a fan of Masters of the Universe, you probably already have this figure, but if not, Too Bad is going out of clearance in stores right now. I picked him up on clearance months ago, and I think at that price he's a pretty good buy. But make no mistake, if you go out to stores and try to find this figure and don't, that's just too bad. So which figure is your favorite? My 2 Kit Bashes or Too Bad himself? Tell me in the comments. Thank you so much for watching Jesse Hecht Creative. Feel free to click like, subscribe, share, or leave a comment. You can also visit us at jessehechtcreative.com, where you'll find more reviews like this one. Thanks again for watching and keep being creative. Stay tuned.